I think, like, are we live right now?
We are live right now.
Not a massive turnout. Huh. McConster will say he's going to join later, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, I'm, I'm just gonna say this outright. His school has been, like, his university plan kind of made him, robbed him of a summer.
Damn.
Just because of something with COVID, and now all the schedules are a bit fucked for this semester, so he's studying. Pray for the poor boy.
That sucks.
All right. I guess we just start with our sponsorship. This DDP is sponsored by local hot mills in your area. Are you feeling lonely? Do you not have a girlfriend? Local hot mills will take care of that for you. Sign up today.
I wanted to add something about which color, but I guess that'll be redundant because I don't have a script right now. So, what? Is it
This
just
is way more
me?
comfortable. So, how's life with you two?
It's fine.
Same here. California heat has come in, and all that. So,
Things are getting humid around my area, and most importantly, I start again my old job.
uh, based and
Part
red pilled.
time part time gig. I just gotta answer a fuck ton of mails, but unfortunately, I may not stay here for a long while because I have a turn in the morning and I need my sleep.
Hmm.
So yeah, might be a problem subsequently, but I don't know. Maybe by next week I could have like in the evening instead of first hours of the like in the morning.
Well, we'll see. Like most of the people on here are like stateside anyway. But I don't know. We'll see if we can work something out. But it's summer, so hopefully people's schedules are loosened up. So
Uh, I mean, you're also talking to mostly teenagers who mostly are looking for summer jobs for getting some of that cash money because school is over, studies are over, and all that shit. Just need that cash. Pardon me for a second.
damn.
Pretty low turnout. McConster joined. What about Vincent? Uh,
I think he is not free till like 7 or something, 7 or 8 or something like that.
all right. We gotta go a whole hour type random shit. So I say we talk about the most pressing issue, okay? Like the biggest one, Lil. That woman in Nebraska. Have you seen the news?
No.
Okay. A woman in Nebraska has decided to sue all the gays on behalf of God.
Chad, no, not right now. No, we're not having that discussion. Not today. Not this.
Come
Not this.
on, it'd be funny so hell.
No.
Ah, ah, it's the best. Any- Anyway, so of course the big thing today is the Duke Nukem leak, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe wait a little bit longer till we actually get to that. It's like, let's actually
Yeah, but what?
start. Mm,
Sorry, I just came back. Sorry.
okay.
Anyway, now I just add a thing to what Chad said. You know how theoretically a guy in Russia decided to sue all the gays in the name of God. Well, that may also include almost all of the Russian military. You wanna know why?
Don't ask, don't tell. Is that why?
That and possibly the superiors basically selling the rookies out for lots of gay sex, because they still have that tight little butt, the virgin ones. Still rather tight. You know, they fetch a pretty penny for that. But, don't ask, don't ask, don't tell, and some profit on the side. It's basically turning to fucking prostitution.
Isn't Russia basically an oligarchy?
Pretty much, I would assume so.
Always has been, but usually there's usually a guy who pulls the strings, and then the oligarchs just provide the funds, and usually the what's the word? Motivation and pushes. But usually, yeah, there's always one guy at the government, and usually he is the one, like a monarch. He decides things. I mean, first were the czars, then were the
You're breaking up, Alex.
were the head of the. And then there was their short time as a republic, starting from the end of the Soviet Union, with, I think there were like 2 presidents before Putin, or 1, I forget.
And so long that Putin's been power. I forget that there was presidents before him.
Yeah, there was like 1 or 2 before him, after he decided to just get there and not go away. Which I find quite ironic, because he didn't want to be a president. He wanted to be a KGB spy. Like, that's what he wanted to do.
I thought he was a KGB spy.
He was. That's why he walks that way. The way he,
Oh, yeah.
You see how he doesn't move that arm?
For those of you who don't know, people have been saying, due to a certain way Putin walks, which is, his right hand, I believe, curled up in a fist, and him walking so stiffly that he has a brain problem. But in actuality, it's just how the KGB walked, so they could, react at any notice. So.
They usually walk that way because they usually had like a pistol on their side or hidden near their hip. So if something happened, hand was ready, and they're just able to spray with their Makarovs, just ready to spray a few bullets, and if something wasn't as armored, he should be dead or bleeding out. But honestly,
Girls AK-47.
Oh yeah,
Eric
shoot.
Sand, you've not missed anything. Don't worry. We're just starting. We're shooting the shit.
Though yeah, Putin still had like 1 or 2 inktuses, like 2 strokes. He still had those. Like, it still happened.
So he actually has had strokes?
Yeah.
That isn't Western propaganda.
No, I think he actually happened. There's something on his medical record, at least 1, because it happened. Because you can notice from his way on how he talks, it's no accent. He has a slight little slur on how he says certain words, but it's not that damaging. There hasn't been all that permanent brain damage, so it's all good. It's all within the rather safe perimeters.
So let's talk about a topic I think like close to no one will care if we get into it. Stranger Things season 4 trailer drop.
I know.
I
never cared for that show, to be fair.
I care for season 1. Season 2 was like, you're dragging this out, and now for season 3, it's basically yeah. I just don't give a shit. It should have ended like in 2 or 3 seasons, not 4.
In the camp, I would say it should have just been a mini-series, but like it was like so big and so popular.
That would even have been better.
Yeah, like it should just ended at season 1, but it got so big and so popular, like they just had to keep going afterwards, and they gave the 2 like brothers that made it like all these deals and stuff like that.
Of course they were not gonna lose this thread. They're not gonna lose their thunder, because it was still a time where a lot of series were still very competitive about, granting them more viewers, subscribers to that platforms, and this was it for Netflix. Then a
Cookies
few
really
other
didn't
series.
take off, did it? So they had to default onto this. uh,
And it was extremely profitable, and I guess no. But if I
Cuties
remember
was
correctly,
profitable? Uh,
no, no,
no
no,
way.
no, it wasn't profitable. Like a lot of things weren't profitable. I mean, it was profitable Stranger Things, you know.
Hmm.
People forget about cuties, but Stranger Things still remains. There's still people watching it. There's still asking people. There's still people asking for that thing. You know, they were still doing that. There's still people asking
Because
that
it was
for
actually
anime too.
good, or you know, crazy, crazy, right? Like you make something good, people will watch it or something.
Yeah, no shit. And if I remember correctly, I think Netflix has been laying off, woke people from their payrolls. So
I
this
think
is
everyone
interesting.
says that's just a performative, and they're not actually going to do anything.
Honestly, honestly, I think this feels more like a publicity stunt than anything. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Though, wait, on what platform is Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul? Was
AMC.
it on?
AMC,
Well, AMC, right,
and
right.
has a deal with Netflix, so it's on. I
Yeah,
would
because I
assume it's
remember,
on both
I remember a lot of
platforms.
people. Because I remember here a lot of people here in Europe wanted to get Netflix to watch Breaking Bad and for the more aficionados, watch Better Call Saul because I don't think AMC is supported here in Europe. So I guess it's a more worldwide release. Which, if I remember correctly, Breaking, I Better Call Saul is gonna get like another season, or is it coming, or is it already
No,
out?
it's in its final
This is the
season.
final season, and
It
the
just
last
passed
few
the.
episodes are airing.
No, like it just did the mid-season finale. It will come back in a couple more weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and catch up to Better Call Saul because pretty good.
Saul,
Saw clips.
Sal.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Who
so
did you know that the whole thing about Saul? He was supposed to show up for like an episode.
Yeah,
He he was supposed to be an incredibly minor character, but Bob Derek stole the show so much that he became a major one.
which
it
is
goes to show how Bob Derek is just that good of an actor.
Bob Oden.
Speaking of Bob Derek, Nobody, the movie. And if you have watched it,
It's good.
Also known as Sal loses his fucking shit and goes ballistic.
he,
He's the one that breaks bad now.
he is the one who knocks. Yeah.
Okay.
But for those of you who don't know, let me make sure I'm getting my dates right here. Nobody was an action film released in 2021. It was basically made by the same guys who did John Wick, and it's a really
Hardcore
simple but
Henry.
good action film.
I think it was mostly also the guys who made Hardcore Henry, because I need to remind y'all about that movie. Watch it. It's free. People upload it constantly on YouTube,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's
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 good.
it's just it's just 90 minutes long, full on first person view. It's fun as hell.
Yeah. The director of Hardcore Henry was also the director of Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So things are gonna be fucking brutal and quite campy too.
Oh yeah.
You know, on one moment you're having a very realistic, more brutal and gruesome bare knuckle bare knuckle fight on a bus, and on the other one they're just going batshit insane with the shootout in a warehouse. It's quite
My
a story,
favorite
son.
scene for Nobody was the grandpa scene.
Oh
Those
yeah.
who've watched Nobody know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Grand
Christopher. Yeah, yeah. That was a really good scene.
Yeah. What was
Grandpa
that?
ain't fucking
Anyway,
around.
that was me. Sorry.
El Rey, good to see you, my man.
How's it?
Fire
Yeah,
How's
situation
it
sorry
in
I'm
Nobody?
late. I missed the call.
Yeah.
How's it going, old man?
I'm feeling ancient, brother. How about you?
Doing fine. Job's been slightly hard on me, and chores, just lots of stuff.
Yeah, but I missed it. What are we talking about?
We were talking about Stranger Things season 4. Now we're talking about Nobody, the movie.
Because I mentioned Better Call Saul, and we're gonna get the last episodes of it.
Huh. Well, I like Nobody the movie. Thought that was a solid flick.
Oh yeah.
And I was also shilling Hardcore Harry because it's a badass movie with a concept that people should do more. Just, really?
Oh
Putting that
yeah.
one out
Yeah,
there.
man. Hardcore Henry. I saw that in the movie theaters twice, bro. I saw it once, and then I took my girlfriend. I guess at the time she's my girlfriend, to see it as well with my brother. And we had a blast. That thing is like watching a video game.
Yeah, because they advertise it's like it's Call of Duty the movie, but in fact it's just more fucking badass. It's a classic for me. It's the pinnacle of fun on movies. Amazing.
Can't believe it has a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, what the hell?
Because people are idiots. That's what. They don't understand this is just fucking fun. We don't care about the lore, we don't care about anything. It's just Aiken being a cunt, scream with the wrong guy, and then he gets hurt. It's basic.
Beast.
Yeah, not to get political or racial, but the color purple, that's a 90%. I'm straight up kidding. No, but I could watch Hardcore Henry more than I can watch most any classic film that has a near perfect score. And say
What
what you will
about
about me having like
what about Gone with the Wind? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
By the way, don't smoke.
I mean, again, classic movies are fine, dude, but there's just something sometimes you just got to scratch that action movie itch, that masculine urge to watch RoboCop or Hardcore Henry for the 3000th time.
Predator. Predator is good.
Which one? The
Dude,
first or
Predator,
the
the
second?
The
dynamic of it.
first one.
First one. It's pretty
Genius.
What about the second?
I like the
good.
second one.
Second is okay.
Everyone's always like, oh, it's so unrealistic that he could beat a predator. I'm like, dog, it's an action movie from the 80s about a predator that hunts Rastafarian gang members for their skulls. Like, I feel like we could maybe cut it just a little bit of slack for Donald Glover's old ass being able to kill a predator.
Right?
With certain 80s movie, you just have to go in with the mindset, yeah, this is just for fun. They're making this for fun. Don't take it too
And
seriously.
of course, one
I
of my
said
favorites.
Donald Glover, didn't I? I meant Danny Glover. Jesus.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to go out? I got that. It was Childish Gambino.
I mean, in
then
the
also
interest of fairness, I would watch.
What?
What's that?
No, I was just gonna mention Terminator because I like the franchise. That's all. I like
You
Terminator.
you
I like
liked
Arnie.
the franchise after that horrible last movie. What was it? Terminator Genesis, right?
Yeah, pardon me.
That's not even the newest one. You're thinking of Terminator Dark Fate, the one that Chinese money built. It was literally a 10-cent Chinese money laundering scheme.
the fuck out of here.
No, it bombed colossally in the box office.
And it was all funded by 10-cent movie, by 10-cent money.
Yep. 10 Cent got the rights to make the next Terminator, and that's why we got the Gendernator.
We already had like Terminator 3, which introduced like far better female protagonists and antagonists. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess some people could see like an alternate timeline where, it's not doomed to repeat itself compared to basically the real ending of Terminator 2, where it's just there's no more war. Everyone is at peace. Sarah Connor is an old woman, and John Connor became a politician or some garbage like that.
So John
But
Connor
the third,
was corrupted in the end.
but in the
Yeah, I mean
third is just
that was the deleted ending though, right? That wasn't the official canon ending.
it was in the director's cut, the extended one. But apparently
Yeah,
with the
that's what I'm
third,
saying. That the one that they don't consider to be the canon ending though.
because on the third it basically says time is a flat circle, everything will repeat itself, and Judgment Day still happens. It's just being delayed, and so we get that. Terminator Salvation, that was it was
It was
interesting.
interesting. It was interesting. Let's just leave it at that.
I
I
mean,
mean,
if I'm gonna watch a Terminator movie, I don't want to see the same John Connor crap I've seen for 40 years. I appreciated Salvation for having the balls to try something a little different and put it in the post-apocalypse, which was really cool, really well done.
yeah.
I thought the they should have kept their original ending. Do you guys know what the original ending for that movie was?
I
What?
basically
No, no,
forgot
I
the
don't know.
movie, so no.
Mm. You know, at the end of the movie, in the like theatrical version, the Terminator gives up his heart so that John Connor can live, and he dies so that the human resistance can live on. In the original ending, it was going to be revealed that John Connor and basically everyone who knew him just decide to, like, John is going to die, and he passes the torch basically on to that Terminator guy, and he says, "You're John Connor now," and uh, and it's actually like the fusion of man and machine that saves both, which I think is a much more meaningful metaphor for the post, because in that one, the apocalypse already happened, Judgment Day already happened. So the whole stopping it thing, mankind stopping the machines, is a lesser metaphor than mankind coming together with the machines for a better future. At least to me, I think that it's more thematically appropriate. But yeah, they scrapped it because that ending got leaked while it was still in the script phase. So Fox panicked and shot like the feel good ending of John Connor living.
Yeah, because I guess they were afraid of John Connor dying before anything happening, even though, yeah, that would kind of just sour the whole experience due to, we follow John Connor for all this time during all these movies and he just get to die, so this absolute nobody gets to pick up his place. Then what's even the point? For some people would feel like that. I know the whole metaphor and everything, but let's just kind of hand wave it away. I mean, I would have loved to see a movie like that, to see the continuation and see the thing be more explored compared to just a movie, instead of just compared to just like another section of Salvation. Like, you know, one movie focuses more on this, and the other just, you know, would get ready to prepare on, you know, getting ready for this cybernetic android to basically work up like the old Terminator 2 worked, the infiltrator unit to basically become John's quote unquote father, and eventually just, you know, seeing him not more as a machine, but as another sentient being that had emotion, that could do a lot of
Hmm.
things. So if this would have happened,
I mean,
I would love to see like a second movie where this would have happened. Then he would basically become the new John Connor, you know, taking his identity and everything and making sure like he lived within him. You know, they both became one. This complete amalgamation of
right. Yeah,
man
I
and
think
machine.
that was what they were like aiming for, was for it to be like a unity of man and machine. And John Connor dying is a real bummer, and it's actually one of my big gripes with like the 10 cent one that just came out. But it's like there's a way to do it if you want to give the character dignity in their death, versus in the first 5 minutes of the movie, you find child John Connor and unceremoniously shoot him on the beach in front of his mother with a 12 gauge shotgun twice, and expect nobody who was a fan of the original films to find that heinously disrespectful to the legacy.
I don't know. Neil
Absolutely.
Druckmann seemed to like it.
Because Druckmann is a fucking idiot who likes to huff his own farts. Do you really care what he thinks? Seriously, does anybody care what he thinks?
Apparently, Sony does because they're censoring all of their games.
Yeah. I don't.
Oh,
Oh my god! Explicit games have explicit scenes. Oh no! If only there was, I don't know, a rating system that games had that could maybe tell the consumer what was in the game. You know, we could
which is
call
still
it something
called
like the ESRB system or something. But now I'm just talking out of my ass.
which I still call bullshit because they were going so unceremoniously going to censor anime games while they just left on that entire sex scene in The Last of Us 2. Y'all remember
Could
that
you
one?
really call it a
Y'all
sex
seen
scene?
it.
Could you?
I,
Apparently Neil had to
there
do it.
was there was a lot of grunting and thrusting, to be sure.
You
Sure
know,
wasn't dry
I
humping.
would call it pegging more than anything.
Yeah, no,
I still
I don't
can't
know. I
believe
don't know, man. It's pretty bit cringe in it.
You
quite.
don't understand,
And I
guys.
still
It
can't
was
believe how they butchered some of the body actors for the characters, especially Abby. You seen the one that gave her face for her? Her body wasn't that bad. It was average, like on the 6.5 out of 10 on my decision. But still, it wasn't like just taking a fucking bodybuilder and sticking two sad socks and play in place of his chest. Because that's
Yeah.
what Neil
That's because it's not
did.
Abby. It's Senator Armstrong blessing us with another appearance in video game. Like how long? Like it's 7 years. God, I miss Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, we
Standing
ain't going to.
here, I
Here,
realized.
lies. How does it go again? They were just like me, trying to make history, right? Like I'm
Yep,
Yeah,
gambling.
that's the way.
we're
To
turning this
just...
one into a karaoke night. That's for Sunday night.
Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Ah,
She.
hmm. Sorry about
So
that.
yeah, just want to pop the bubble. Rising 2 ain't gonna happen. Just saying.
It could happen, possibly. Uh, I
With
think
how
this is one of
Konami
those.
is right now, I don't
It's
want it to
trapped in
get a
development
look.
hell. Mostly because, let's be honest, Konami does not know what to do with a Metal Gear franchise outside of making it into a pachinko machine.
Honestly, for me, that is better. Don't let them spoil this franchise ever again after they did the fucking survive zombie thing. Honestly, like Civi sometimes says, sometimes that is better. Let it
Uh,
rest. Been good. Sometimes we'll come
speaking
back on
about
Sundays to enjoy it.
Dead is better. EA, you guys have heard the news? I take it
The fuck did they do this time?
it failed
No, dude.
massively.
Fail.
It's Andrew. What's his name? Andrew Wilson. That's the CEO of EA, right? Uh,
Okay.
yeah. He's basically trying to sell the company, and this is what he's going like. Listen, you can buy the company at whatever price you want. Just let me be CEO.
What about 2K?
That's that's pretty pathetic.
Literally, that's what's going around. Because here's the thing: they've lost the Star Wars license, they've lost the FIFA license. EA's other subsidiary companies have either bombed or not produced a game, or won't produce a game for some time. They don't have a revenue stream, and the what's that? And Madden. There's rumors that Madden also is pulling out its deal with EA.
Dear God.
Couldn't
So it's
happen
like,
to a nicer company.
uh,
Is it is it
well, I
finally
don't know. Maybe that's
crumbling
what happens
down?
when you literally buy a promising studio and then just destroy it so you can absorb the IP and print out shitty mobile games.
We'll make a revenge out of this. We'll make sure to avenge all the good studios who have been terminated by EA. This is the day of retribution, brothers.
Mm-hmm.
God, I wish.
Yeah, we're not gonna magically gonna bring him back, but this would be an act of vengeance to satisfy our deepest desires, our desire for vengeance.
Vengeance, brother. And
Listen, man, I
Truly,
want Visceral Games back. I want Pandemic Studios back.
me too,
Man,
bro.
I even yeah, I want old Interplay back. Man, this is
Man,
depressing.
yeah, man. At least we'll do this in their names to remember them by to make the
There's been
legacy
some
not
pretty
forgotten.
cool what?
Well, no, just saying, we'll do this so their legacy may not be forgotten. What they could have been, and maybe, just maybe these IPs could be rebooted into something they always wanted. Maybe with the direction of some of the old guys. It's possibly a far-flung dream. So wait, remind me
I mean, I
again.
agree.
So wait, remind me
you know what
again.
I want
What
back?
did Pandemic?
I
What
want
did
old
Pandemic
Bioware back.
Studios do?
That's what I want. I want Dragon Age Origins. I want the original Mass Effect. I want the team that pushed the boundaries of what it meant to be an RPG.
It's
Not
gone, man.
something that relies on fucking Bioware magic just so they can shit out a half-done game.
It's gone, man. BioWare now is just an empty shell of its former self, and most of the big guys moved on to their own company. If you remember that right from the Lolly's video, they're making something. I think it's still
I
in
have not watched
heavy
the Mass
development.
Effect video yet because I have not finished the Mass Effect series yet, and I want to go in blind and
Yeah, but the
uh,
main guys who did the series, well, they
Bro,
made their own
it has been
company.
like 10 years.
Yeah, but for now they're just making their own company and they're working on something slowly, eventually. Just make them work. Maybe they'll release something eventually.
Oh, they
Because
did
they still
release
have the
something. It was
desire.
called Anthem, and you might realize it's such a fucking flop that you can get it for $2 at Walmart, and that's considered paying a
No,
premium.
no, that was the other BioWare. I meant the big guys, the heads, who were the guys at BioWare.
I
The
doubt
guys
it.
who led Mass
All
Effect.
the original guys said that they're done with the video game industry permanently. They're not coming back.
Well, it was good while it lasted.
Yeah,
Good night.
Okay,
Well, it
I'm
was good
back.
while it lasted.
I
Rest
mean,
in peace. Hope someone else comes to take their place.
There's always
it's like
Bethesda.
it's like Obsidian. It's like Obsidian, man. Like all the people who were good at Obsidian are gone. Like they left. They're not doing games anymore. So even that oh, that's why it's called Outer Worlds was just so like middling. Wasn't like great. Wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of an okay game because all the big head honchos who were in charge and doing the writing and conceptualization work for like New Vegas and all of their classics before that, they're gone. I mean, there's no replacing them.
This is why I say don't hold too many things in high
Miss the
regards.
old games
Eventually they'll just
industry.
die. They'll die faster than you could think. So relish what you have. If you want something done, do it yourself. Or at least try and
Hmm.
convince some people to do it for you.
You want
Uh,
something done right,
well, the
do it
only thing we can hope for
yourself.
is a video game crash that resets the industry, but that's not going to happen. The industry's just way too diverse.
I mean, IDOS is coming back finally. We might also have a new Legacy of
Deus
Kain.
Ex, Thief, Lara Croft, but most importantly, Legacy of Kain. Oh, God, that's good.
Yes!
Fate promises more twists until this drama unfolds completely.
When was the last Legacy of Kain game?
That
And when was the
was
last non-shit one?
Defiant? Well, the
I'm pretty
last
sure the
one,
last Legacy of
Nosgoth.
Kain game is
Nosgoth, I think. That Nosgoth.
bollocks.
It was
I can
either
describe the plot, but I can't think of the title.
Well, I think the
Honestly,
last
just
one
want to play them all
technically was
myself.
Nosgoth. The last one was
Honestly,
Nosgoth, and the
just want to
last
play them all by
actual
myself.
fuck's
What
sake.
you're saying?
I think the last one may have been either Defiance. If we're talking the actual Legacy of Kain games, or I think it was Defiance. I'll have to check. But the actual one within
Yeah.
like the Legacy of Kain adjacent, I will say, is like that Nosgoth game. There
Which
was
I
a
heard it was kind
canceled.
of dog shit.
Yeah, I heard too. I know they
Mm.
did. They were gonna do another one, but that one was canceled. I think Gamers did a video on it where it's kind of like the Shadow of Mordor games. It's kind of like that where there's like a guy and a different individual, but it's like one, and they share a body basically. So, and it was
Mm.
gonna be
I
it was
see.
gonna be a different story, like separate from Legacy K. It was gonna be set in Nosgoth, but it was gonna be a different time. So, but
I see. That's an interesting concept.
it never left. Like
Maybe who
I don't think it
knows?
left the alpha stage though, which sucks.
Yeah. Honestly, since he hasn't left the alpha stage, maybe the guys that you know, maybe the guys over there may think, why don't we just dig this thing up and since Shadow of Mordor did so great, why don't we just give it a little homage and do something better? Step it up.
Part of
Since
the difficulty of that sort of endeavor is if to really sort of replicate the experience of Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, you would need a nemesis system, and Warner Brothers games have been notoriously dickish about other games copying the conceptualized system of a nemesis system in
Yep.
their games.
Yeah, they pulled an Adobe. They have a copyright on the concept, which is bullshit.
well, back to the drawing board then.
Legacy of Kain Dead Sun. That was the game that was canceled. Legacy of Kain Defiance came out in 2003. Nosgoth 2014. So
Yeah, Defiance was pretty good though.
yeah, it is.
I thought it was a pretty solid conclusion to Kane's story
Uh,
and Azrael's. I
I,
liked it.
I mean, I wouldn't
I
say it's
still
a
have to
good
see that
conclusion,
one.
but
I don't know
Also,
much. I don't
wasn't
want
I
to be
mean,
spoiled.
spoilers for an 18-year-old or 19-year-old game, but he like dies, so it's pretty solid conclusion.
I mean, how else was Kane's story going to end?
Filthy blank body.
Yeah, I mean, Azrael had to kill him. There was a real Cain and Abel metaphor that the story was going for.
yeah.
Yeah, I could have seen that from a mile away. That was just eventually the climax. Azrael just kills Cain. That was his job. He did it.
Jaw. But
A job.
Some people are
He's an
saying that
assassin.
Elon Musk should buy EA, and as much as Elon Musk is a fan of video games, I don't think they are what
No,
he's looking
he should
for.
not. He should not get into the video games. He'll just be another fucking Redditor rat, another Redditor shitfest, and I want them to stay the fuck away from my video games.
yeah, I mean, the cult of personality surrounding that man is insane. But at the end of the day, he doesn't have anyone's like interests at heart so much as he has profit margins. It would literally just be another EA situation of pursuing profit above all else. Like the guy that has like cool dunking on his adversaries' memes, but really he's just a billionaire with meme capabilities.
He's just a bitter
He
Bill
just
Gates,
he
honestly
has a
speaking.
better profitability with his image. That's what it is. He's really just a guy who's really popular and knows how to use Twitter and memes to make it more marketable to other, you know, to other classes of life, especially the younger idiots and the redditors. And that is quite a large audience and a vocal one to be sure. So he's just riding that thing off until the heat death of the universe. So
Hopefully,
screw
which
it.
isn't far away at the rate of which we're going.
Nah, still, I don't think so.
I can hope not.
Yeah,
You can
still
hope
have
against hope. But I'm hoping that your hope is hopeless. Ha!
You're something of an animal. I
I
hope you're
am.
aware of this.
That I am.
Not agreeing, right? So, okay, some other good news in video games. What could it be?
We ready to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about the Duke
I mean,
Nukem thing yet, or
Yeah. Go ahead.
oh, I got some stuff about like indie shit, but yeah, we can do Duke Nukem, man.
Duke
okay,
Nukem, then
indie shit
indie.
first, then Duke Nukem.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's good. All right, we'll do that.
not
I
the indie shit for later, because also saving that whole save TF2 again.
Okay, then we
Possibly
do
how,
Duke Nukem
you know.
first.
All right, let's
Yeah,
do
I
that
mean,
first. Let's
the
go.
order is unimportant. Let's just do it.
Fuck it. Do it live.
Fucking
We'll do it
thing.
live.
Fucking thing sucks. Does not suck, Bill.
Man,
You suck.
Geez, speaking about that meme, Bill O'Reilly actually lost his shit. Yeah.
He's lost his shit for years, brother.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Man has an anger management problem. We all saw it. And speaking of things like that, I'm gonna keep that one from when we talk about Ethan Ralph, because it's fucking Heat drama.
Ethan Ralph.
Yep. Also, y'all guys
Yeah, so
remember
that's rather like
Fuentes?
Duke Nukem.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, y'all guys remember Nick Fuentes?
Oh yes,
Catboy.
America first.
Oh god.
That
You wanna know what he?
More like American Twinks first for that one.
Oh.
more
You wanna know
like
something that
boys,
happened to him?
actually. If we're going to be honest here.
You wanna know what he got caught? The
What,
man above all.
or something?
Do you wanna know what he got caught?
What did he get caught with?
He got caught jerking off to tranny porn.
I
Yeah.
thought that was Alex Jones.
Nope.
Nah, it was Nick Fuentes as well, man.
As well.
No, Chad, like, funny enough, you might be thinking of Alex Jones, but it was actually, he was on Alex Jones. It was crap. Who did Fear Hunter date again? Anthony Cumia.
I don't remember.
Anthony
I don't keep up
Cumia.
with that shit.
You're thinking of Anthony Cumia, Chad. That's what you're thinking of. But that's a discussion for another day. I have no idea why Gary keeps bringing him on. He brought him on Twice now on Friday Night Tights.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll get to that.
But I just know that fucking Nick Fuentes, the real Ubermensch that will drive America to a real white future, got caught jerking off to tranny porn.
Listen,
If I had a nickel for every time. If I had a nickel for every time I got caught jerking off to tranny porn, shit, son, I could probably fund our way straight to the sun. Solar. I'm talking solar colonies, brother.
Straight on, my brother.
God, wouldn't that
I'm
be
just
great?
saying, don't trust these paragons online. Be your own fucking man. Do your own shit.
What are
Don't
you saying?
listen to
I
these
should develop
standards.
my own independent viewpoints? What the hell? No.
No.
Cowboy says this bad. Hence this bad.
Catboy.
What did he say?
I was just saying. I was agreeing with your point. That's it.
Whatever you say. Anyway, can you finally talk about Duke Nukem? Because
Bro, you're literally the one that changed the subject, dog.
Yeah, and I want to bring it back to the Duke.
Now
Because
it's changing it
I
again.
also want to see. Because I also want to see, did Randy Seath when they released the demo on 4chan?
Randy? Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Only that.
This suffering fuels my pleasure. I need to see that
Such an
greasy
asshole.
bastard rot. What?
And Randy Pitchford.
Randall S. Pitchford, and the S stands.
The S stands for shithead.
No, that was much more worse. I just censored myself for the goodness sake of this podcast.
The S stands for sexual harassment pig
sure.
piece of shit. That's what the S stands for. There, I said
That's
it
for greasy
you.
bastard.
Again, he's got that sort of like Molyneux superiority complex going on when
Oh,
he had
yeah.
absolutely no capacity to make quality, just
Oh,
like
yeah.
Molyneux.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a light whale of a wife and a
Fable.
son that is a
Fable is good as-
fucking neat that constantly plays on a 3DS.
I will
He's
argue with.
no man.
I would definitely argue with Chad. At least Peter made Fable, the first one, the only good one in that
Bro,
franchise.
do you not remember? Maybe you lads aren't as you guys are not as old as me. You don't remember the hype around Fable 1 when it was coming out, bro. There
Oh
was
yeah,
there
you
was
can plant a
promises.
tree and shit like that, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of
Yeah, I mean it
promises.
was more than
Seeding
that. It was like
for real time.
dynamic weather, dynamic aging, plant growth.
I mean, you
There was
did
going to
get
be like
dynamic
hunting
aging.
promised. No, see, because he imported the idea, the aging thing he promised was supposed to be following the day-night cycles. So it was supposed to happen in real time as you played. So the aging thing as you like level up was added in, was a derivative of what was originally promised. You get what I'm saying? So like Fable was
Yeah.
built up to be technically and literally, technically and literally, an impossible game to make on the hardware limitations of an Xbox, an OG Xbox. But he built it up for years, promising these things, and then when it came out, it was like Spore, and I guess that makes sense because it was also him. Just disappointing, just underwhelming, and you guys have the benefit of being able to play like the anniversary edition or the
I played the
remasters.
last chapters like a real man should.
Yeah. Now imagine being 12 years old in 2004 and your parents got you Fable on your Xbox. There's no internet. There's nothing. The only way you got your news about gaming, or the main way, was like through freaking magazines. God, I feel so old talking about
Magazines
this.
and word of mouth. Yeah.
What is this magazine you go on about?
Playboy.
GameSpy?
And you pop it in the Xbox, you go to play it, and you realize it's 1/10 the game that you were promised. It had been hyped. There were parties, midnight release parties. There were people standing in line, and then you get the game, and it's just Fable without the expansions, without the add-ons, just base game Fable.
This game Fable isn't
Yeah.
that. You're exaggerating. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. It's nothing what Molly
Bro,
promised.
I feel like you're missing the point of what I'm talking about here, man. It's not about whether or not the game is technically good, because yeah, I agree. The RPG systems involved are really fun. There's depth and character. It's about over-promising and under-delivering, which is the purpose of why we're discussing it in the context of Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
What does this also remind me of fucking Chris Roberts' creation? You know, the guy who promised an expansive galaxy with an actual economy and a living, breathing population. How politics would change, new side of the galaxy would take under new banners and blah 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 and everything. But he wasn't unable to. He was way over budget and way everything. You know, he did that. He released a game in 2003, I think, after some meddling with Microsoft. And then move into present day with Star Citizen. I don't need to say anything further.
Top 10 reasons why Fable 3 sucks.
Hey,
balls!
how much is the Star Citizen's release, guys?
I don't know, 10, 20 years, 50 years,
just a
never.
few more weeks, bro. Just one more update, brother.
Just one more update, guys. Just one more update. It's coming out.
A couple of thousand more updates.
Give me my money back. I wanted the original Waypoint. Can we just go back, please?
We can't go back. We'll never go back.
Shit.
What was the entire point of Star Citizen?
To finally
the point
do
of
our
Star
own
Citizen
spawns.
was to prove that he wasn't a hack, that he wasn't that he wasn't a liar, that he could make a game as big and epic as he promised, and then it turned out to be a giant scam.
He succeeded in one of those things.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it tickles me. It tickles me that a team with a fraction of his resources made a game like what is it called? Something Elite Dangerous managed to pull off, a living, breathing galaxy with basically none of the backing, none of the celebrity
It has
endorsements,
become the most
none of that.
expensive video game of all time. Its budget it has exceeded 500 million if I am correct.
Did I remember
Are
correctly?
you talking
There's
about
also
Star Citizen?
online.
Star Citizen, yeah. It has become one of
Yeah, no, it's $800 million. Yeah.
yeah.
And
When will it
they're
hit a billion?
still giving him money.
They won't.
Yeah,
'cause
people should have stopped
he's
giving him money in
releasing beta
2012.
content. But he's never gonna release a game.
Well, I mean, are you guys familiar with are you guys familiar with sort of like the Patreon
Yandere
hentai
Dev?
game
Yeah,
model?
I'm well aware. They're cut from the same cloth.
The what? The Patreon?
Yeah. Patreon hentai games. Like the people on Patreon who are like, oh, I'm making an erotic visual novel. This is what they do. They abuse their pay piggies for as long as they can, milk them for money while releasing very tiny incremental, non-essential updates for years, and then they'll be like, okay, the project is dead. Sorry to everyone who's backed us this long.
Honorary death. Sorry.
Who would thought that a poor game would be, literally morally bankrupt or something?
Cum chug.
Yeah,
You
what are the odds?
What? Why did you cough out, Lone? Why did you cough out?
Oh, come on. I thought it was obvious. It was,
'cause-
honorary death.
For me, it's fucking S Purple and Breeding Season. Because I love his art style and the way he designed the fucking Monster Girls and Boys. The way he designed them, the way he did it was so good. And it worked on Flash. Back in the day when Flash was still a big thing to make games.
Oh, dude, I haven't thought about Breeding Season in so long.
It breaks my heart because the cowgirl, it's peak perfection. And he took it away from me because he copyrighted the drawing.
Isn't that when the artist ran off and did Cloud Meadow instead?
Yeah. And I'm hoping it's not the same goddamn thing because I love the Demon Mommy. It's the perfect thing. Why does fucking his friend?
God hate you,
Why
man.
does the Jewish meme need to be real with him? Why?
Shit, son. That's what you get for simping for Monster Girls, dog.
Don't simp for Monster Girls. Simp for no women. No women serve you love.
That's right. Embrace the Grecian grind set. Only simp for cute twinks, and nothing else.
You would be proud.
There's also cute twinks in Cloud Meadow, so it's always a loss for me. His art style is so perfect. The way he draws, the curves, the everything, the colors, so delicate.
I mean, in the interest of fairness, yeah, Cloud Meadow's got an amazing art style. We have veered wildly away from Duke Nukem and into porn games. Oh my god.
Because you brought it in.
We need to talk about Duke Nukem.
I mean, dudes, we could spend an entire episode talking about like ecchi, lewd, porn, and hentai games. But I think if we don't, we're just gonna get lost in the weeds here. If we don't switch back to Duke Nukem.
And I'll keep you guys in check. I'll shut down any what do you call them? I don't know. Just
any
talk
Family Guy style sidebars.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that show's so
For me,
bad.
was more of a wound opening up, talking about that. Just
those cowgirls, man. You're never gonna get them back.
Shit, son. Yeah, and speaking of cowgirls, Duke Nukem, cowgirl. You know what I'm saying?
What?
hell
I
yeah,
got
man.
balls of steel.
I'm gonna milk that bitch dry. I got a peer review study right here that says you're a pussy.
Do what you want. You can't unfatten this ass.
I'm gonna have missionary sex with your dad. And you can't stop me.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love how during this year just became a shit post. It just became a shit posting icon.
Yeah.
And also, here to shout out Johnny Matrigano. That motherfucker. He knows what's up. We love him. Respect.
Yeah, that dude's awesome.
Truest motherfucker.
It's Nukem, Duke Nukem. We just came to afford you got a new car, but you're not here. There is no car. Tough shit.
I like the Dick Kickem like style memes that came out. I'm here to chew ass and kick bubble gum, and I'm all out of ass. Dick Kickem.
Uh,
I would have kicked. I would have kicked Duke Nukem in the dick. That dude killed aliens. He's ripped off an alien war chief's head off, I believe.
Yeah, no, Duke Nukem is the embodiment of a '90s alpha male. He is what every man aspired to be from 1990 to 1999.
wouldn't it be like
A body
1980?
of arms.
I would
A
argue
body
it's
of
like
Arnold and the toughness of Harrison Ford.
I would
Yeah,
argue it'd be like the
exactly.
80s. I would argue the 80s to the late 90s, arguably.
Yeah, and now we're stuck with only the memories of what could have been. And my video game hot take is
fart jokes. Come on.
basically. I mean, again, my hot take is that I actually enjoyed Duke Nukem Forever, and I'm willing to die on that hill.
I mean, you can enjoy it, but it doesn't mean it's
Bad
good.
game, but it's bad in comparison to its expectation.
Yeah, again, it overpromised and underdelivered for sure. But I enjoy the gameplay.
That thing plays like a freaking tech demo at times.
Yeah, but the story is fucking weird. Especially, the part where, where before Duke has to fight the Alien Queen and, gets really weird.
The Hive.
Yeah, it's almost like they put that game together with duct tape and comment and on a shitty engine no one's played. Because hint that that engine you're seeing is a heavily modified engine of the original build engine. Yes.
Not
They
the
were
Hive.
using the build
What?
engine that was used in Duke Nukem 3D, and they heavily modified it for Duke Nukem Forever.
And it still plays
The
like
new-
shit.
You're telling me.
That's why
And
it runs
Duke-
like shit, 'cause the
And
engine
Forever
wasn't supposed to
2001
run
plays
that.
better than that. Like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, Ion Fury is still a huge modified version of the build engine, and that game plays nice.
Yeah, it's almost like if you have the original people who, like, I don't know, made the engine and know how it worked, it turns out relatively well. Or something.
Yeah, no dip. I mean, yeah, no
Damn,
dip.
I expected to have more to talk about this, but I feel like it's fairly succinct. Like the demo came out, showed that it would have been pretty solid if they had released it in 2001.
It was almost done, too.
Okay.
Yeah.
As much as we want to blame Randy Pitch for the shit show that is Duke Nukem Forever, and we most certainly can, the problem with the original problem with Duke Nukem Forever is the creators just weren't good. They couldn't match expectations.
And then,
Yeah, they
and then not to account that there was
every
also
time a new
2000
game came out, Half-Life or something like that, they would always modify their game to include that. And
Yeah,
it
I'm also
became like-
saying, wasn't there also 2002 build which was, more completed due to them spending a whole ass year onto it?
I mean, maybe. I genuinely don't know that one.
Because I heard there was a 2002 build which the leaker was supposed to release later on that year, but since everyone was calling bullshit on him, he just said, "All right." Had the 2001 build. the fabled one, because the 2002 build was the real one that was completed to a 90% point. Like, they were just missing the finishing touches, and it would have been ready for release.
Nothing like striking when the iron is ice cold, though. You know, really throw Duke Nukem at them when they least expect it. 2011.
Yep. And most importantly, I just think let it to the community, because eventually they're gonna fix it themselves. Because I'm also a huge guy who's always open for open source and shit like that, so that people can just do whatever the hell they please and pleasure. Except multiplayer game, then it's just a hotbed of just botting
Bots and
and
Speaking
you know
of bots and hackers, come on, man. Bot
save
apocalypse.
TF2.
Yes,
Team Fortress 2.
yes, yes. That was supposed to be our segue. You know,
Yeah,
but that's what I'm here
save
for, people.
TF2. Valve responded. I mean, Team Fortress 2 account responded, which for me, as a player who used to play avidly Team Fortress 2, nothing's gonna happen. The Data Fine show,
I,
people show support, it's nothing's gonna happen. The bots are still gonna stay there because Valve just wanna keep the game running for the economy, and we're never gonna have any even more minor updates. So yeah,
So is this it? TF2's dead.
theoretically, I mean,
I
it's
mean,
not
they
dead in the community
Valve released
server.
a statement that says they're working on it, so let's hope that they mean it.
Working on it. That means they're doing cocaine while laughing at the stocks they're making, selling fucking overpriced hats.
I mean,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
profit.
Not even, not even like, no, yeah. That's
No one's
definitely
working on it anymore. They're just keeping it up because of the in-game economy.
yeah.
Bots or no bots, they're not gonna do
It
jack
brings money.
shit. Either
yeah.
that. What? Guys there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Games go
just.
by Valve.
Christ, I thought there was a.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
It just seemed like a fairly natural conclusion to that talk, I guess, for all of us.
EA
Yeah, but
buys everything. In the end, it was always EA.
Always has
maybe
been.
Always will be.
maybe let's hope that maybe there's hope. That maybe they're actually going to fix it. Maybe. And leave the
No,
updates to the
no.
community.
If this was CS:GO or Dota, yeah. TF2 makes a lot of money, but it doesn't make enough money for Valve.
Yep.
You want to know
Man,
why? It's because they have this little
what a
product
cheerful
that's called
discussion.
Steam.
Because we're being realistic. We're talking about Valve, the guys who after 2012 did absolutely nothing but tech demos
False.
and
They
Steam
created an
updates.
incredibly shitty car game that died in a week, and whose Twitch platform was just used to stream pornography 24/7.
I mean, eventually they released Alex, but that's it.
Well,
Yeah.
the
Well, the
problem with
Steam Deck
Valve
is
is
doing well for itself.
the problem with Valve is
Yeah.
that its entire structure. Sorry about that. It's very anti-corporate. Really, it's anyone can just start up another project and they don't need to ask upper management for anything, which was great when they were growing because it allowed them to create so many IPs quickly. But now it's literally when Valve employees come out there saying it's like a fucking high school. Yeah, there are no rankings, no CEOs, but it's all into the social shit. Like everybody knows who's at the top. There's like um nothing you can do, and those who have been there the longest are all a bunch of assholes because they don't even make anything. Steam exists. And like, no matter what Epic Games does, they're not gonna be able to compete with fucking Steam. It's Steam.
Yep, it's just that
That's
good.
why I buy all of my games on GOG.
Oh yeah, yeah. But
You have the Polish network.
the problem is that there's Steam is like what's it? Steam is Amazon, right? Like we all know it's an incredibly shitty company, but it offers so much and it's so intrinsic to the gaming lifestyle. You really can't exist. Where else are you gonna get your games from? You're gonna go to GameStop? You're gonna order them from GameFly or GameSpy? No, because those companies are dead. Where else? Epic Games with that Chinese spyware? Huh? GOG is nice. Yeah.
First of all, sir, I'll have you know I own stock in GameStop. That company's not dead as long as I keep my my $300 in it.
GameStop
Those
is
going.
just moved on to an online service. It's not completely dead, but it's mostly.
Bro, I was
Yeah.
making a joke about stonks.
So how much are those $3?
How did
Those
that?
two? What?
How's like GameStop currently?
How is it looking currently? I don't know. Let me open Robinhood and scream at the loss that I've taken this year.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Jiminy Christmas. It's not good, boss. It's not good. Well, GameStop's actually doing fine. GME is wow, nice. $136 a share.
Well, I put all my I come from I worked a lot of summer jobs, and I put all that money into a not a 401k, but basically something close to that. Roth IRA, which means all the shit I made during summer is not going towards my retirement. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to work at Fidelity Investments, dog. I know all about Roth IRAs.
Oh, shit. Sorry, man.
I was just contributing to the conversation, not trying to like railroad. You can continue talking about it, man.
There's nothing much to talk about. Like whenever I make money or I get money, I just put it into that. So I have a little nest egg when I'm too old or too disabled to work. But,
And it's why, because Roth funds are pre-taxed, so they tax it before you put it into your account, so that when you're in a higher tax bracket as you get older, you can pull it out without penalty. It's absolutely the best way to invest. I'm not giving this as legal advice because I don't want to get sued, but I will say that if I were going to put my money in something, I'd put it in Roth funds.
you're giving this as friend advice, basically.
Yeah, I'm sharing my knowledge of the systems and experience with it, not giving advice. I have to give that as a legal disclaimer.
Yeah. Or else poor Loda's gonna get like dragged into some fucking legal lawsuit. Which you guys have you guys heard of Acer Thorn?
Nope.
Okay, he's this YouTuber who has incredibly shit takes. Incredibly. Let me pull up the YouTube channel.
Okay.
And get the last part.
He
Yeah,
has,
you like cut off,
something
bro.
like 2.5k subscribers. This is his YouTube channel, and his most popular videos are Elder Ring sucks, and here's why.
Oh, it's
Dark
one of
Souls
those
That guy?
guys.
Dark Souls sucks, and here's why. Morrowind sucks, and here's why. Fallout sucks. Not Fallout New Vegas sucks, and here's why.
Yeah, that dude sounds like a real winner.
Anyway, so of course, when you have such opinions, you're gonna get shit talked a lot, specifically on Discord. And Ace of Thorn is a prolific user of it, and basically he's trying to sue Discord for harassment and for copyright infringement because that absolutely shitty profile pic, he copyrighted it and saying since Discord is using it, it's copyright infringement. I can't make this shit up if I tried.
Bruh.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, that shit is not the Ace Thorn logo. It's not actually copyrighted.
Wow, amazing work, lad.
Yeah. So, and the reason I know this is because I'm friends with a YouTuber who's gotten roped into this. You guys probably know this, Patrician TV. He's been subpoenaed to appear in court and give a testament on whether or not Ace Thor was harassed and whether or not this this is her, what is it? Copyright infringement. So a bunch of YouTubers are going to court over this man's stupidity.
This is, yeah. That's about what I expect from modernity, bud.
So yeah. I'm sorry, what were we talking about? This was Duke Nukem, right?
Yep.
I had thought we'd moved on from that.
Okay.
Yep. We
Oh, yeah,
definitely
no,
moved
this was
on.
the TF2
Not
Block
much
Crisis.
to talk about it.
Well, so we talked about Duke Nukem. Final Fantasy Forspoken? What the hell was that? Okay, I know nothing about this.
Oh, the Forspoken thing. That was just me shooting like shit. Like, you don't have to actually like do that, but like the Forspoken thing. I think that's coming out soon. You don't remember the one where the girl gets like isekai'd into another fantasy world and she can do magic and stuff like that? The goddamn Final Fantasy isekai that Wally ranted about.
I haven't heard of it.
Alright.
Same.
Yeah, see, it's kind of, yeah, I should probably put it like the disclaimer, say maybe look into or something like that, so it's not just walk right in and no one knows about, but that's a goof on my end.
Here's something else. The Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trials.
Alright.
I think we could say pretty easily Johnny Depp's gonna win.
Yeah.
Anyone disagree with me on that?
I don't disagree. He's definitely
Not at all.
This is the best
Nah,
comedy show ever. Oh god. Reality TV wished it was this. Like all these moments. Amber Heard shitting the bed. Who knew? Oh god. This is glorious.
And I remember the jar of cocaine for obvious reasons.
Jar of cocaine. Okay. Tell me the story. What does the jar of cocaine have to do with anything?
Lone, say
What?
the line.
Shit. What line?
Okay, fine, I gotta do it. I got a jar of dirt, I got a jar of dirt, and guess what's inside?
Oh, jar of cocaine. Took me a second to realize that. Okay, you're doing a bit.
Yeah, that was where she mistook the Pirates of the Caribbean prop for a jar of cocaine.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah,
What?
have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest, the second one?
Yeah, I've seen Pirates of the Caribbean, but how the hell do you mistake that for cocaine?
I don't know.
Amber
She did though, and she brought it up in court.
It's technically
Moron.
beach. It's like beach sand. I have to look at the actual thing because I remember the sand being like white, but it wasn't like powder white.
That I find hilarious.
No, that looks nothing like cocaine.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
That looks nothing
Is
like
this woman
cocaine.
retarded?
Yeah, she is.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a straight edge boy, so I don't know what cocaine looks like in real life. I'm not as cool as you lads.
It's not even real life. It's just movie props.
I didn't realize at the time, but I think he was using cocaine because it was like there was a jar of cocaine out on the table.
I got a jar of that. I got a jar of that. I got a jar of that. And guess what's inside?
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Love that scene.
Well, that's gonna make a. Well, that meme's gonna make a comeback.
We need to sit down and watch the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean sometime soon.
It's
Just
on the
because.
list. It's on the
Yeah, but
list.
number 4 or was it number 3?
What?
2. It was that man's chest. That was number 2.
That was 2, bro.
Yeah, he said it. Yeah, he said it like not even 5 minutes ago.
No. I'm talking about like how many of series films are canonically in the Pirates of the Caribbean Sega.
I think 6 now,
5.
bro.
There's 5 in total. There's
I
5
think
films.
4
and
because the original screenwriters left on Stranger Tides.
Yeah,
On Stranger Tides is like the final one.
the final one as well.
Yeah, it was.
Rossio
the
and Elliot
trilogy,
did.
and then the 4th one was on Stranger Tides.
Yeah, and then the
then
5th one was Dead Men Tell No
And Tell No
Tales.
Tales.
Rossio and Elliot
Yeah.
did kind of work on it, but they kind of left. Like their original obvious plan was very different than the one that finally came out, and you can kind of tell because that film bears little to no continuity to the rest of the series.
Yeah, I really appreciate the fact that Jack Sparrow is like a bumbling retard in Dead Men Tell No
To be
Tales.
fair, Johnny Depp was going through Amber Heard during the time, so
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
You
but
can
they wrote
disagree.
his character like he was actually stupid.
Yeah, they did. They wrote pirates like they were really stupid too. The whole film, like we already talked about that before, but I'm okay with talking about it again. Like that whole film is a mess. Like just production wise,
well, I
screenwriting
haven't watched
wise.
because after Dead Men Tell No Tale, I was like, that's it, I'm done.
Yeah, right
Well,
call.
you didn't miss much, bro. Freaking Jack Sparrow gets brain damage sometime off screen
Yeah,
and becomes a literal retard.
yeah.
He's not like a planning, conniving trickster anymore. He's just stumbling from scene to scene, watching as things happen, and all because they want to have Barbossa's daughter be like the new heroine, as if that was some sort of like power move. But the whole thing is like the Pirates of the Caribbean series have always had strong women. They've
Yeah.
always had like really cool kick-ass chicks in it.
They'd have.
I'm sorry, but
It wasn't revolutionary.
There were no
Yeah.
strong women. Okay, I've been on Tumblr. All right. Okay, like I have my facts in alignment.
Fuck
Before Captain
BuzzFeed.
Marvel,
Oh
there
my
were no
God.
strong female characters.
Yeah, man. And the thing is with that, like I was on Tumblr from like 2012 to shortly after 2017 because the great undoing of itself really kicked me off the
This is what
platform.
happens when you ban porn.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. Listen,
was
once I
there
could
for the-
no longer find my black and white BDSM gifs on Tumblr, that was basically it for me. I had no reason to be there anymore. But yeah, even Tumblr is not as excruciatingly painful as the screeching people on Twitter. The diaspora from Tumblr to Twitter, and its consequences have been disastrous for the human race.
Unironically so, yeah. Trench. Oh yeah. Casino Royale. If we're talking like 2006, obviously, because there's 2 of them. I actually like the film. I have my issues with Craig's like era and his Bond in general. I have no idea how I'm gonna do that Bond video, and I try my best not to advertise it too much because I don't want it to be like this big thing and say, "Hey, Lone, when is the Bond video coming out?" And it never comes out because
Take your time, bro.
I'm trying to. I'm still
He
in it.
says advertising it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, accidentally, but like, I'll try to figure out how to work it, and I'll either do it as an era review or I'll just review No Time to Die while talking about his era as a whole leading up to the review. But Casino Royale, I'll definitely say is a good film. It's a good reboot to the series. The obvious issues are the movies afterwards and the films trying to maintain this weird continuity when they're arguably would have been better had there been just standalone. It should have just been what Skyfall was. Like, unironically enough, Skyfall should have been the final film in his era. In retrospect, it's a better send off to M. He's like finally Bond, there's Q, and there's Moneypenny, there's all this stuff. It's like the world is finally set up, but it's like 2 other films. It's like nope. It's like I think Drinker did it best. I think in one of his live streams where he was always young and shit, or he was old and shit. He was never that character, which that is true. As much as I like Skyfall, I know I'm kind of veering off a bit, but as much as I like Skyfall, that film's kind of lessened knowing that Daniel Craig's Bond was never Bond Prime. Like when you do a deconstruction like that, where the character is trying to grasp the ropes again, it works better when you've had that like journey of him being at his prime. So when he comes back, he's a little rusty. You know, that archetype of the olden hero coming back to his roots and stuff like that. The film's still great. Casino Royale's still great. Brian Campbell, I believe, the director, really understands Bond, and I think he's probably the best Bond director, like hands down, because he directed 2 really good movies. But yeah, it's just the issues are not with the film. The film's great. It's just as a whole, that era is a mess. But and my opinion on Daniel Craig as Bond.
There are no James Bonds after Sean Connery.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it. Timothy Dalton's really good. Pierce Brosnan's really good. Pierce Brosnan's like he's my personal favorite though. Roger Moore, he's good. It's just the era I think was a bit off. You know, it was that weird time in the 70s. Everyone was on pot.
Well, they also just didn't have the copyright for the original Bond films.
I mean, if you're talking about like, well, they didn't gain that copyright back
like
until
Moore's?
Before. Oh, Moore's. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Elray. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know. I've watched the films. I've binged all the films. I know exactly because he kills Blofeld in one of them. I forgot which one, but he wasn't actually Blofeld. Yeah. They didn't have rights to the Spectre or to Blofeld himself, but it was quite obvious he killed him, quote unquote.
Yeah, and they played off as like a joke. He's like, if you spare me, I'll buy you a delicatessen.
It's stainless steel. And he drops him into a little chimney. Yeah. And it's like, but and they.
Sounds like you're far away from your mic, big dog.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, sorry about that. But like, yeah, it's a weird thing that they gained those rights back during Craig's era. Spectre is a mess of a film. Mm-hmm. Like, and the sound, one of the biggest things, soundtrack. Like, why? I guess they were rushed or something. Like, they reuse Skyfall soundtrack. That is so distracting when you watch the films back to back. And you know, and the terrible retcon of Blofeld being Bond's brother was very stupid. Him saying, it was me, James, the author of all your pain, is maybe if we're talking like the older movies, but not for a franchise, not for that era, for Craig's era, which is trying to be the serious Bond, the serious era. We're not going to be goofy anymore. Like, that was the big thing at the time when the thing was first coming out. And I'm like, and you do that, and you're like, how am I supposed to take this seriously? And then you read the Sony leaks and all this other stuff. It was going to be way worse than that. So I'm like shocked that this was the best they came up with. And then No Time to Die rolls around and bookends the series like instead of doing what people were thinking they were going to do and just like leave the door open for another actor. But instead, this era is like pretends none of the eras happened when there was a like continuity in between the films. And it's like Bond's, like after On Her Majesty's Secret Service, it is always, well, not always, it's been somewhat referenced in other films that Bond was married. Like, Bond did have a wife, she was killed, and that it was a major moment in his life. It is referenced in other films in other eras. You see Roger Moore, that Bond, he goes to her grave in one of the films. His marriage is referenced, I believe, by Felix in License to Kill. at the wedding. And that is it was either a wedding or some other event. I forgot. I haven't watched License to Kill in a while. So there was a continuity, but it was a light continuity. Craig's era, even though the reboot aspect makes sense, Die Another Day is not a good movie. It is a mess of a film. The CGI is garbage. The plot is ridiculous. It's so stereotypical Bond. It's silly. It's almost self-parody. The villain is ridiculous. So I don't blame MGM or whoever or the Broccoli's like rebooting it. I don't blame them for that. But the decisions for this era is just, it's like you just look from afar, you can just tell it's a mess. And it's like, and you compare this to Mission Impossible, like, to quote Jeremy Johns, oddly enough, like, Mission Impossible's been going up, honestly. Like, Rogue Nation onwards, they've been killing it. So, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with the next era. I don't know.
It's almost like when you go into something with no plan, and your efforts after the first movie are like, oh, we rebooted it. Why don't we try to subvert that? Things go to shit. It's almost
There was
like
a lot
every
more.
time they do that, it goes to shit.
Yeah, but there's a lot more than that. And also, I didn't even mention Quantum of Solace or Quantum of Boris, as some call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that film. Oh man, that oof, the consequences of that writer strike. You see it, man. There are a lot of movies that suffer from that thing. A lot of TV shows that suffer from it. It's just Jesus. And you can just, it's like, you barely tell what's going on. You have to watch that film multiple times in order to get what's going on. Like, it tries to be a sequel to Casino Royale, which, on a note, is a cool idea. I like that idea of a straight up sequel to Casino Royale, but the film is so garbage, and like, it's so poorly written. Yeah, and then you go with Skyfall, which was a good thing, and then it's just up and down, up and down. A writer's room is a mess. Then Time's Up, Me Too happened. That also affects, and you like, ugh. There's just so much with this. Like, you can just pick apart constantly. It's incredible. And you can also, I haven't even mentioned Daniel. I've only like slightly mentioned my issues with Daniel Craig. It's like, I think he's a decent enough Bond. I think his scripts, I think that's the big thing. Obviously, it's like if I bring back Marlon Brando from her grave and he has to read, I don't know, a children's fairy tale, it's gonna be silly. So obviously he's only be about as good if his script allows, and his scripts have been iffy, honestly. It's 50-50, but Craig himself is just like, when that camera's not on him and when he was complaining about the character, I was legit upset with him, and I was like, dude, you like, when he said that I would rather, and I remember this, like, after Spectre rapped, he said, I'd rather slash my wrist with broken glass than play this character again. I was like, okay, go fuck yourself, dude. Fucking leave. Alright, we don't need you. You hate this character. We get it. Alright? You're paying millions of dollars to play a character that people would literally sever their arms for, and you're complaining. It's like, okay, fucking go. And then he reprised his role in No Time to Die. I was iffy on that. Luckily enough, he does a decent enough job in that film. Even though, like, the man is he's clearly from Hollywood. Like, he made a couple decisions that affected that film, so he's not innocent in this either. This isn't like Pierce Brosnan's era where the dude's a really good actor and he's really passionate for the role, but it's just the behind the scenes stuff kind of screws him over, and it's not that for Craig's era. Craig absolutely affected how this era kind of turned out. So I think rant over. Yeah. So
And with that, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna leave you guys do whatever. Good night, y'all.
All right. Good night, Alex. Let me look at chat. Everyone knows Book Bond is best Bond. Connery is the Beltway pansy compared to him. I wouldn't
Bond
say
is very
belt.
different though.
I wouldn't
Um,
let me. I'm sorry, Chad, but
Listen to
Gemini,
fast
I
audio.
get. Huh? Oh, damn. We have a disconnect. Hopefully, Ray joins back. But Gemini, I kind of disagree with you on the whole like pansy thing. Like, Conray's Bond is still great, but Book Bond is like is really good. Like, I won't lie. Like, his Ian Fleming's like how he writes that character is like it's very pulpy. It's very it's and it's that I don't know. It's that level of oomph you get in like some like spy books. I don't know if you know what I mean, Chad, but like how like certain books are like very well descriptive and very like brutal and violent though. Like how like either like a Robert Ludlum book or a Lee Child book or Tom Clancy novel where like a character will be in a fist fight and you like and once his fist collides with something or someone, it's so descriptive and so on point your hand starts to hurt a bit. Like I like stuff like that. So well, I've only read a little bit of the Bond book stuff. I plan on reading some more when I get the chance. But I wouldn't exactly say that, oh, like Connery sucks in comparison, but
it ain't bad. I've
yeah,
read it. It's
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah, I've heard really good stuff about it. License to Kill is so good. Yeah, I know, Derek. Like, it gets cracked on a lot because it's like, it's pretty much the R-rated, well, it's not R-rated, it's PG-13, but it's 90s PG-13, so it's rated R basically by today's standards, but it's like, it's very dark, and it's Bond going up against a drug cartel, and I freaking love it. Benicio del Toro's in it. It's really awesome. Wham, my wallet's too whole to hold my $100 bills. I know, sorted. I know, right? Nah, dude, just memeing on you. I've never read the books. I've used the. Oh, okay. I didn't know this. Well, I actually thought you did. Because there are some Bond fans out there and book fans out there that will actually say, no, the book is 100% better, which usually that makes sense. People say that. Like, I say that.
So definitely well written. I don't know about better. Sean Connery. I don't. Sean Connery really changed Bond and made it his own.
He did.
And from then on, it went on a different direction. So I can understand people say, "Oh, this is nothing like the books," and it's worse because it's not Ian Fleming's Bond; it's Sean Connery's Bond.
Even though Sean Connery, oddly enough, like both appearance wise and like almost physically wise, is pretty much the most Ian Fleming out of all of them. Like Bond is like, what is he like Welsh and Scottish? I think. Is
I would
he?
yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Sean Connery is actually Scottish, so it makes sense. I always assume like Bond to actually have that. Whenever I read the a little bit of the book, I think it was Casino Royale. Whenever Bond talked, I actually like read it in Conroy's voice rather than like Dalton or Brosman's voice. Fun fact: it was JFK who name dropped Ian Fleming during an interview and caused Bond to blow up in the U.S. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's interesting.
Good evening, Life After
Vincent,
Death.
Vincent, you just joined.
Oh yeah.
Hi. Hello, my fellow school shooters.
Yes, my fellow white supremacist. How are you doing? Even though
Pretty
I
good,
think
my fellow white supremacists.
fellow white supremacist.
Hello.
Do you want some illegal drugs from Havana? And do you want to run guns down to some South American countries? I'm just asking. For
You
friends.
know, I'm already good. I already have a guy.
You're with his department. I mean, cell, of course. Of course.
Yes. Quite.
Does he glow in the dark?
I can neither confirm nor deny the glowiness.
All right, well, that's good. Good. Let's keep it that way, okay? Oh shit, is this live? Wait, is this podcast on?
We got him, boys. So what up?
Not much.
What's up?
I just got off work and oh my god, fucking boss is an ass, so I am ready to quit and get a new job. It's still a paycheck, so I can't really complain. So what are we talking about besides us not being a government informant?
Ugh.
Is that all
We
we're
were
talking about?
we were just ranting about Bond, just Ian Fleming in general, basically.
Oh, that. It's all right, I have to say. I'm not a huge James Bond fan. I was more into, Rambo and all that.
Mm. Yeah, I get that. Like the I don't know what the word is. Like the machismo types. Like
Yeah.
they have their audience and Bond has his audience and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah. So what other games are we talking about today? Or stuff?
Oh, we were talking about Duke Nukem, but we kind of already blew through that.
It was like Duke Nukem, Lazy Kane, and Team Fortress 2, basically.
Team Fortress 2 is still being. Is it the one guy who's like, he's the only one that's making it work?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
It's like one guy, if I remember correctly. He's doing all the updates.
Mm. Sword and Sentinel, all the old Bond movies blur together for me because I just remember TNT would do like a 24-hour Bond movie marathon. Yeah, they do that, and I don't blame you. Stuff like that happens. Like it happens when you like binge in general. It's like things bleed together and you forget stuff or you move stuff together. It happens. Yeah. Did anyone watch Man from Uncle, that movie, the Guy Ritchie film?
No.
Damn.
No, the most recent movie I watched was Slither.
Damn. Yeah, but the reason why I asked because it's like the reason why I asked like if people like if either of you watched Man from Uncle like it was because like Henry Cavill's like in it. He's kind of like an American version of Bond in that film. Oddly enough, it's like a lot of how he acts and a lot how he moves and is very Bond like. And the only thing that's missing is just the accent. That's about it. And he's like so good. The movie's actually really underrated. It was just sandwiched in between like two different movies. I think it was like 2012, 2013. I think. So
Oh, fun fact about Slither. It has fucking Rob Zombie in it.
has Michael Rooker in it too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it also has the guy who played fucking Yondu in it. He's the main villain.
Yeah, Michael Rooker.
I've actually met him.
Yeah, cool.
How you guys' day been?
No, we're doing good.
Mostly fine. Elway and who else? Elway and Alex G just got disconnected. They haven't reconnected yet, so I just
No, Alex G. I think he just went to sleep. I think
it's like 1 a.m. We're in Italy, right?
something like that. Yeah, I always keep track of time zones.
Damn it. I really hate the sound of my voice on the podcast because it's nothing at all like my real voice at all. So I don't know why that happens whenever I'm speaking to a mic.
It's because the audio feedback that's using sound waves to digitally reconstruct your voice.
It makes me sound way higher than I actually am. Fucking hate it.
That's how it is. Like,
That means none of us have heard each other's real voices.
no, we haven't.
Yeah.
Just welcome to science.
Science biatch. With So, we got anything else to talk about?
I have a Switch now. I stated that.
Oh, awesome. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I don't got much to add. We're already like 2 hours in on this thing. I kind of hope I actually manage to hold out for Mitch, but I guess we'll have to do that next time. Sucks for man, that sucks. I hate it when that happens, but
yeah, it happens.
It happens. So, you guys wanna close out, or you wanna just mention one more thing or something?
Today's podcast was sponsored
Stay
by
Chill Wanderers. All right, you got to say that alone. You got to say Stay Chill Wanderers.
I thought it would be for the chill chat, not for the main podcast, though.
Yeah, no. Our main podcast we do stupid sponsors. Like today is sponsored by Walter and
Legends.
Walter PPK. When you really want to go on that killing spree, get a Walter. It's reliable.
Temple OS. When you need a reliable software, you just can't find it anywhere else.
Yep.
Temple OS. Who needs the church? Now you can just program God. Isn't that literally what Terry Davis was doing? He was us. It was either he was communicating or programming God.
He was communicating God.
Communicating with God. Sorry. Temple OS. Now, who needs church? Now you can communicate with God. Yeah. Okay, that's better. All right, I'm willing to call it here.
All
See
right.
you guys.
Call now.
All right.
Receive neckbeard in a can. Got a problem? Spray some hair on it.
All right. See you guys.